Before we start, I just wanted to send my thoughts and deepest condolences to the friends and family of Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins, who you likely have heard by now passed away in a tragic accident in South Florida at a way too young age of 24. A son, a husband, and a brother, Dwayne had his whole life ahead of him, and it was all taken from him in a blink of an eye. Dwayne, rest easy, brother. You will be greatly missed. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Sparkin over Broncos, the show where we spark conversation about our Denver Broncos. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Earlier in the week, it was announced that the Denver Broncos had brought in former Vikings and Giants tight end Kyle Rudolph for a workout. The tight end position is a group that the Broncos are continuing to look to bolster. The Broncos tight end room currently consists of starter Albert Okwuegbunam, along with depth pieces in Eric Tomlinson and Sean Byer. The team also has Andrew Beck on the roster, but he figures to see more snaps at fullback than at tight end in this offense. The Broncos, as it sits today, are currently lacking a sufficient tight end 2 on their roster. In today's video, we will discuss Kyle Rudolph and if I feel he could be someone who could fill that tight end 2 role for us. But before we get into that, be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss another video. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers before the NFL draft in just over 2 weeks from now, so I would really appreciate you hitting the subscribe button if you have yet to do so. Switching back over to Kyle Rudolph, he will be entering his 12th season in the NFL and his age 32 season after coming into the league as a former second-round pick in 2011 by the Minnesota Vikings out of Notre Dame. Of course, current Broncos general manager George Paton was the Vikings director of player personnel when Rudolph was drafted, and Paton eventually worked his way up to assistant GM in Minnesota, so Paton and Rudolph have quite a bit of familiarity. Rudolph was a stalwart on a Vikings offense that saw quite a bit of turnover at most other positions, especially during Rudolph's first few seasons in the league. Rudolph caught passes from a litany of quarterbacks during his time in Minnesota, including Christian Ponder, Donovan McNabb, Matt Castle, Teddy Bridgewater, Sean Hill, Sam Bradford, Case Keenum, and Kirk Cousins. In Rudolph's 10 seasons in Minnesota, he caught 453 balls for 4,488 yards and 48 touchdowns. Rudolph's best season came in 2016 with Sam Bradford at the helm at quarterback. He caught 83 passes for 840 yards and 7 touchdowns. Since the 2019 season, Rudolph's production has been on a steady decline. In 2020, Rudolph's final season in the purple and gold, he appeared in only 12 games due to injury and recorded just 28 receptions for 334 yards and only 1 touchdown. After 10 years in Minnesota, Rudolph signed with the New York Giants in the 2021 offseason. Rudolph was the Giants' tight end 2 last season behind Evan Engram, and I feel that his play was overall inconsistent. Rudolph once again struggled to produce in the passing game. In the 16 games that he played for New York last year, he recorded just 26 receptions for 257 yards and 1 touchdown. Rudolph's route tree was pretty limited last season. Although the Giants' offense overall was a clown show, it seemed like they were only comfortable letting Rudolph run seam, flat, and wheel routes. That's about it. Rudolph's playing speed has certainly begun to decline as he has gotten older. That being said, I do still think that Rudolph brings some value as a run blocker. Although certainly not spectacular, you can absolutely see Rudolph give a ton of effort as a run blocker. He has a sort of grittiness to him when he engages with the defender's pads. Although sometimes he gets physically mismatched in the run game, he certainly brings the FU mentality that you have to possess if you are going to succeed as a blocking tight end in the NFL. Statistically, he was graded as a middle-of-the-road blocking tight end last season, however, ranking 39th out of 75 eligible tight ends. After diving into the numbers as well as the tape, it's pretty clear that Kyle Rudolph's best days in the league are behind him. There is honestly a legitimate chance that Rudolph could flame out of the league this season, as I am legitimately concerned about how much gas is left in the tank. Of course, none of us were there to see how Rudolph's workout went, but the fact that the Broncos haven't inked him to a deal yet could signify that the writing is on the wall for Kyle Rudolph. I'm not saying that I would be completely opposed to giving Rudolph a 1-year prove-it deal to let him come in and compete for the tight end 2 spot. But if we were to do that, I would feel at that point that drafting a tight end would essentially be a non-negotiable. We absolutely cannot, and I repeat, cannot go into next season with Kyle Rudolph as our tight end 2 and Sean Byer as the next best option behind him. If Alberto goes down, we would absolutely be screwed if Kyle Rudolph became our de facto tight end 1. I feel that there are multiple sufficient options at tight end in the mid to late rounds of the draft that would honestly bring more production at that position than Kyle Rudolph, all while paying that player pennies on the dollar. One guy that I feel fits this bill is Virginia tight end Jelani Woods, who I made an entire video discussing. You can go check that out after this video is over. My point is, I simply don't feel that Kyle Rudolph would be a very good fit for the Broncos. I feel that we would be able to net much better value by going younger and cheaper at the tight end position in the draft. A potential Kyle Rudolph signing would certainly generate some buzz, but at this point, I feel that Kyle Rudolph's name is worth more value than his actual play on the field. But of course, that is just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on Kyle Rudolph in the comment section below, Broncos Country. I would really love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss another video. We are trying to reach 500 subscribers by the NFL draft, so I would really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It would really help us out a ton. Also, give me a follow on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for more coverage of our Denver Broncos as well as the NFL in general. And for now, this has been another episode of Sparkin' Over Broncos, the show where we spark conversation about our Denver Broncos. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.